students. Welcome to the SBA online class of class 10 history. And we are discussing chapter 2 nationalism in India. We will resume the class and today we will start our discussion with the point stand of Dalit leaders. Dalit leaders wanted a different political solution to the problems of their community. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar demanded reserved seats in the educational institution and a separate electorate that would choose Dalit members for legislative councils. Ambedkar organized the Dalits into the Depressed Classes Association in 1930. His views differed with Mahatma Gandhi at the second Roundtable Conference by demanding separate electorates for Dalits. When the British government admitted Ambedkar's demand, Gandhiji strongly opposed it and began a fast unto death. He believed that a separate electorates for Dalits would slow down the process of their integration into the main society. Ambedkar ultimately accepted Gandhiji's position, and as a result, Pune Pact of September 1932 was signed. It gave the depressed classes reserved seats in provincial and central legislative council, but they were to be voted by the general electorate. Next point, Hindu-Muslim clash. Some of the Muslim political organizations in India rarely participated in the civil disobedience movement. After the decline of the non-cooperation and Khilafat movement, a large section of Muslims felt separated from Congress. From the mid-1920s, the Congress came to be more visibly associated with openly Hindu religious nationalist groups like the Hindu Mahasabha. As relations between Hindus and Muslims worsened, Hindu-Muslim communal clashes and riots occurred in various cities. In 1930, Sir Muhammad Iqbal, the president of Muslim League, demanded the importance of separate electorates for Muslims. The Congress and Muslim League made efforts to talk again for unity. In 1927, it appeared that such a unity could be possible. Muhammad Ali Jinnah of Muslim League was willing to give up the demand for separate electorates for two conditions. Number one, Muslims were assured reserved seats in the Central Assembly. Number two, representation would be in proportion to the population in Muslim-dominated provinces like Bengal and Punjab. But the issue was not resolved due to the strong opposition of Hindu Mahasabha led by Jayakar. Next point, the sense of collective belonging. Nationalist movement spread when people belonging to different regions and communities began to develop a sense of collective belongingness. It developed through the experience of united struggles. History, fictions, folklore, songs, popular prints, and symbols all played a part in making of nationalism. The identity of a nation is most often symbolized in a figure or image. This image was first created by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay in 1870 when he wrote Bande Mataram for our motherland. Later, this song was included in his novel Anandamot. The song Bande Mataram was included in his novel Anandamot and widely sung by the freedom fighters. The image of Bharat Mata was first printed by Abanindranath Tagore. Indian folk songs and folk tales sung by Bird, that means wandering poets, played an important role for making the idea of nationalism. In Bengal, Rabindranath Tagore, and in Madras, Natesa Sastry collected a massive collection of folk tales and songs which led the movement for folk revival. During the Swadeshi movement, a tricolor red, green and yellow flag was designed in Bengal. It had 8 lotuses representing 8 provinces and a crescent moon representing Hindus and Muslims. By 1921, Gandhiji had designed the Swaraj flag. It was a tricolor having a spinning wheel in the center, representing the Gandhian ideal of self-help. Next point, nationalism through Indian ancient history. Another means of creating feeling of nationalism was explaining the meaning of history again. The nationalist writers urged readers to take pride in India's great achievements in the past and struggle to change the miserable conditions of life under British rule. But unification of a people involved some problems. When the past that was being glorified was Hindu and the images celebrated were taken from Hindu iconography, the people of the other communities felt left out. Now, conclusion. A growing anger against the colonial government brought together various groups and classes of Indians into a common struggle for freedom in the first half of the 20th century. However, different expectations of diverse groups posed a constant threat to unity. The Congress, under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, tried to channel people's suffering into organized and united movement for independence. With this, the discussion of the chapter Nationalism in India is completed. Thank you.